In this part, we will begin from understanding the purpose of internal body part movements. The internal body parts move in a synchronized manner as per the different requirement of our body. The first and most important purpose for internal body part movement is circulation of blood. In an adult male, we find around 5.5 liters, and in females we find around 5 liters of fluid connective tissue which carries hormones, enzymes, vitamins, proteins, oxygen, and almost all the important things that the body has to transport amongst the tissues. That is blood. So definitely the circulation of blood is a very important thing for us, because this circulation will ensure continuous supply of necessary substances to the metabolically active tissues so that they can continue to perform their respective functions. Gaseous exchange. Yes, that's also a very important process. For the gaseous exchange only, we observe movement in the lungs. The lungs that is made up of the windpipe and millions of alveoli within. Inside the lungs, we observe rapid movement based on the physiological state of the person. During severe exercise or serious muscular activity of some other reason, we find that the respiratory rate or breathing rate increases. Based on that, in order to take in more and more oxygen to provide for aerobic respiration, the person has to increase the breathing rate. And yes, we observe internal body part movement accordingly. The diaphragm goes down and the thoracic cavity tries to come upwards in order to increase the thoracic volume for expansion of the lungs. Peristalsis, that is movement for passage of food and urine. It is a rhythmic contraction movement by means of which the food that we ingested made into a bolus by mixing with saliva and mastication by the teeth. The food bolus comes down by help of the esophagus into the stomach for digestion process to continue there. And also the urine that is being produced by the kidneys come down to the urinary bladder by the same rhythmic contraction process. These rhythmic contraction process of several tubes in our body are referred to as peristalsis. And definitely these are very important for us. Movement of gametes and in genital tract. Yes, that's very important for us. The gametes, namely the haploid male and female germ cells, they need to unite. And yes, in human beings we find internal fertilization. So the gametes unite at the fallopian tube of the female. For this, the sperm has to travel a lot of distance through the cervix into the uterus and finally the fallopian tube, so that fertilization can occur there. Thereafter, the zygote comes down at the uterus for implantation in the endometrium. For these events to occur, movement of internal body parts become indispensable. Movement of baby from uterus to the outside during childbirth. The baby grows inside the womb of mother for around 280 days. After growing completely, the baby comes down by the birth canal, and this happens by serious contraction of the uterus, which causes childbirth. soon after birth of the child, placenta also comes out, which is no more relevant for the baby. So definitely the childbirth and coming out of placenta is also an important purpose of internal body part movement.